Alright, let's talk about marketing. Today we're going to break down a fantastic framework for success. Honestly, it's as easy to remember as ordering a pizza. We call it the 4 pizza strategy. The core idea is this. When you start thinking about marketing as a recipe, it suddenly becomes far less intimidating. It's really just about picking the right ingredients, things like your goals, your audience, and your content, and then putting them together in just the right way to make something people actually want. So that begs the question, what is the recipe? How do we get from just a bunch of ideas to a real marketing masterpiece? Well, it's a lot simpler than you might think. It all kicks off with one solid foundational goal. Think of that as your pizza base. From there, you build on it with 4 essential slices that make up the whole campaign. First things first, the foundation, the goal. Seriously, before you do anything else, you have to know exactly what you're trying to achieve. This is your guiding star, your North Star, for the entire project. So how do we set a good goal? We make it SMART. You've probably heard this acronym before, but it's a classic for a reason. It forces your goal to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This is what turns vague wishes into concrete targets. Just look at the difference this makes. On one hand, you have a vague wish, like build brand awareness. It sounds nice, but what does it really mean? How do you measure it? It's like saying, make a tasty pizza. Now compare that to a SMART goal. Increase website traffic from organic search by 25% within the next 3 months. That is a recipe you can follow because you know exactly what success looks like. When we talk about measuring, you need both quantitative and qualitative data. You need the quantitative metrics, the hard data like website traffic and sales. But you also need the qualitative stuff, the why. What are customers saying? How do they feel about your brand? You need both to get the whole story. Okay, we've got our pizza base, the goal. Now it's time for our first slice, the target. You wouldn't make a pepperoni pizza for a vegetarian, right? You have to know who you're serving. We get to know our customer by looking at 3 different layers. First, demographics, the basic who are they stuff. Then, you go deeper with psychographics to understand what they actually think and care about. Finally, you look at their behavioral data. What do they actually do? When you put all 3 together, you get a super clear picture of your ideal customer. Goal is set, audience is defined. Let's move on to slice number 2, the channel. This is about figuring out where your audience hangs out so you can deliver your message right to them. This is strategic. It's not about being on every single platform, but being on the right ones for your audience. The real estate agent on TikTok is a perfect example. The agent knows they're not selling a house to the teenager on the app, but they are getting into the family conversation. You have to go where your audience or the people who influence them already are. Next is slice 3, the creatives. This is the fun part, the toppings on your pizza. It's the content, the ads, and the social media posts your audience will see and hopefully interact with. A simple but powerful framework is the hook body action model. Start with a hook that grabs their attention right away. Then move to the body, where you deliver real value by informing, educating, or entertaining. Finally, always end with a clear call to action that tells them exactly what to do next. It's so simple, but it works every time. That brings us to our final slice, the analysis. Your campaign is out there. The pizza has been served. Now it's time to find out how it tasted, because this is where the real learning happens. You have to ask yourself 2 simple questions. What went right? Celebrate and identify your wins. Which channel knocked it out of the park? Which creative piece got all the love? Knowing what worked is how you'll repeat that success. What went wrong? Be brutally honest about what didn't work. Maybe your hooks were weak, or one channel was a dud. This is where you'll find your biggest opportunities to get better. All of this leads us to the real secret sauce. The magic of this strategy isn't just in doing it once, but in understanding that great marketing is a cycle of constant improvement. You don't just bake one pizza and call it a day. You take what you learn from this one and use it to make the next one even better. Every campaign is a chance to refine your recipe. Here's what that complete loop looks like. You plan your goal and your slices, launch the campaign, analyze the results, and then you refine your strategy for the next time around. The analysis from one campaign feeds directly into the plan for the next, and it just gets smarter and smarter. So there you have it, the 4 pizza strategy. It's a clear, actionable recipe for marketing success that turns your big ideas into real, measurable results. Your kitchen is officially open. The only question left is, what are you going to create first?